12 Days Novena for a Life Partner. Introduction. Finding a God-given spouse has nothing to do with one's looks, age, or income. It's good to have those things if you can, but in the spiritual world, they are of little or no significance. It is deep spiritual insight that counts. God may decide to give you a test before He leads you to your appointed partner. Some ladies and gentlemen who are praying night and day simply need to stop praying for a while and work on their character, not beauty. Many have missed their God-appointed spouses through bad character. A lot of people are battling with isolation and loneliness. It is possible that you are attractive, nice, intelligent, educated, but you can still find the right partner because of your attitude and mannerism. This means that there are powers behind your problem. God does not need you to catwalk stylishly or paint your lip as a sister before your appointed man can notice you. Nobody is really ugly. It depends on your perception. Psalms 139 verse 14. Any man or woman that says he or she does not want to wait for marriage before sex is not a believer, but a sex addict. If you go ahead and marry such person, it is possible that your marriage may not last long. There are some ladies that have a number of guys that are seeking for their hands in marriage. In the book of Genesis chapter 23 verse 3 to 4, when it was time for Isaac to get married, Abraham sent his servant to his country with strict instruction to get a wife for his son. He knew that God hated an equal yoke of marriage with unbelievers. Till today, that is still the stand of God. Never take anything for granted. Go for deliverance. You must continue going to deliverance until the problems are solved. Some go and stop for a while. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14. Hindrances to finding your spouse. Number 1. Unwillingness to walk in the will of God. John chapter 17 verse 17. Number 2. Love of the world. 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Being unequally yoked. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14 to 17. Number 4. Doubts and faithlessness. Matthew chapter 14 verse 31. 5. Not putting God first. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 6. 6. Not making yourself available for marriage. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22. Number 7. Pride. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 2. Number 8. Dishonesty. Colossians chapter 3 verse 9. Number 9. Foolishness. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 9. Number 10. Poverty. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 15. Why God makes us wait. Why does God tell us to wait? That it is good for us to wait. We are called to wait on the Lord throughout the Bible. Even though God promises to bless us for waiting, we have a hard time grasping this truth. Scripture reference Lamentations chapter 3 verse 25 to 26. The Lord is good to those who wait for Him, to the soul who seeks Him. It is good that one should wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. While waiting, God expects us to seek Him, cry out to Him, and put our trust in Him. The Psalms are examples of David waiting on the Lord in anguish and pain. The type of waiting depicted here is not pretty or easy, but allows God to intervene on our behalf. While we wait, He provides protection and showers us with mercy and love, lifting our waiting burden. Here is just a portion of Psalms chapter 40, a beautiful song by David on waiting on the Lord. Scripture reference Psalms chapter 40 verse 1 to 3. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in Him. God also asks us to wait on Him to gain strength and courage, to allow Him to rescue and deliver us. Scripture reference Psalms chapter 27 verse 14. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. If you are a parent, you may relate to why it may be good to let your children wait, and God does the same thing with us. In Relevant magazine, Eric Spire gives a list of 5 reasons God makes us wait. Waiting reveals our true motives. Waiting builds patience in our lives. Waiting builds anticipation. Waiting transforms our character. Waiting builds intimacy and dependency on God. So if we can agree that there may be good reasons why God may make us wait, what can we do while we wait to make our time in the hallway in between more productive and beneficial? Things you should do to find the right partner. Number 1, seek the face of God. Psalms chapter 63. Number 2, be responsible and ready. Luke chapter 6 verse 31. Number 3, pray for financial liberty. Philippians chapter 4 verse 19. Number 5, live a holy life. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 15. Number 6, serve God. Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 13. Number 7, work on your appearance. Number 8, be diligent and hardworking. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 9. Number 9, be kind. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. Number 10, work on your character. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3.